Good evening, Free Enterprise fans, and welcome to a happy Saturday night of races. I am Alicel, and I am joined here by Girl Named Captain. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing really well, Alicel. It's good to be on comms finally, and I'm really excited about this race we're about to see.
Yep, it looks like we've got some interesting little objectives. We need several key items.
Yep, we've got to complete the Tower of Zot, unlock the sewer with the Baron key, and trade away the pink tail, which is a double key item hunt, as you need the hook and the pink tail in order to do that.
And then, of course, we also have our Forge the Legend Sword with the Adamant, which is available on all of these seeds. So, other than the Tower of Zod, everything is going to require at least one key item.
Yeah, that is 2 objectives with a double key item requirement. So there might be a lot of key item hunts here, which of course introduces the possibility for some pretty rude stuff. Fingers crossed, you know?
Yep, I know chat loves a good item hunt. I personally do too. I don't think our runners do, though.
That's true. It's probably not the runner's favorite thing, but, you know, who cares what they think?
And looking at these runners, we do have Smaepdii, who is 1-1 on his matches, facing off against Poorscythe, who is 0-2. So, this will either add 2 more members to the hook route, or somebody moves on to Magma.
That's right. Smaepdii has the opportunity to move on to that Magma group, but not necessarily. If Poorscythe gets the win here, then Smaepdii falls down into that hook route as well.
And we do see a Yang start, so not who you really want to see early game. Doesn't have a whole lot of power.
Yeah, it takes a minute for our punch mage to get going, and sometimes it's just better to, you know, find somebody else. But I guess it'll depend on who he's starting with. If we start with an edge or something like that, then we could still have a pretty strong start on our hands.
And it looks like we are off. And speaking of that edge, he is our second character and a free magma key.
Well, looks like I called that one. So yeah, the early game is not going to be too bad here. But it does introduce the question of, you know, when do you go underground and check those, you know, check that Feymarch chest or do Sheila or something like that.
Yeah, with this much open right from the beginning, it'll be interesting to see where our runners head to.
Yeah, I know many runners would prefer to avoid going to Fabul too many times, but you can't make that Sheila 1 check right away. It looks like Poorscythe and Smaepdii are both going to open up that magma key right off the bat.
And that's definitely a fair check. You can pick up at least 1 key item location, if not 2, if you want to go ahead and go through that Sylph Cave. And it is an item shop check, although not much to buy there.
Also notably, a potential job dwarf check.
But we see the key thrown into the Agate Well, and just in time for more cutscenes.
Yeah, we'll see if they're actually going down there right now, or if they're wanting to just open up the underground and maybe go do something else afterward. I know sometimes people like to do that.
And it looks like Poorscythe is heading straight to Dwarf Castle. May want to get some of those checks done, as is Smaepdii.
Oh, very interesting.
I believe the tier loot here on T Wildish is equal to, I think someone said it was Watery Pass.
So not too bad. You might find some pretty useful stuff here. And of course there's good shop checks.
And we see an Aegis shield and a middle shield. The only two things of value in that tower.
Yeah, that middle sword not going to be too bad of a pickup for Edge, although it's not going to quite hold its power into the late game, but better than nothing for now.
And we do see some Bacchus there in a pot. A nice J item that casts Berserk on a party member. And a Protect Ring.
Yeah, Bacchus always very useful. Also, we have some ninja swords for sale in the weapon shop here. So that's going to cost some money to get a hold of those, but they might be a worthwhile investment for that edge that we've got.
Yep, I'm sure our runners are probably going to make a note of those ninja swords and come back when they've got a little bit more cash.
And Poorscythe is saving outside, walking back in, probably just going to look at the boss, but Luca is deciding to not be agreeable today.
And we see an Ashura there in the first spot. Definitely a little too much for our runners to handle at this point.
Yeah, that's going to be a pretty punchy Ashura there, so that's going to take a little bit more power.
And more Bacchus for sale here in Tomra.
Yep, these two are not going to be thirsty this seed, that's for sure.
And we have a travel counselor as our temple job dwarf today.
You know, for a travel counselor, he doesn't leave that hut very often.
Well, and honestly, who's traveling in the underground? Their town is surrounded by magma.
Yeah, you can travel one tile to the north, two to the left, or even just one to the left. All kinds of destinations.
But it looks like both of our runners are following very similar paths. And while Poorscythe is looking to see what he can find here in the Fey March, Smaepdii just heading through, not wanting to bother with that potential trap chest.
Yeah, I wonder if Poorscythe will go ahead and try and loot all of this, or will just kind of gamble on not seeing it in the first couple of floors and then ignoring it. Looks like that's what he's doing.
And we see a sand ruby. A pretty nice pickup early. We haven't quite seen who's in the bed yet, but always nice to have that option available for another character.
And we've got hourglasses in the shop in the Fey March. So Bacchus and hourglass seen already. That's a pretty powerful item combo there.
And strength rings for sale here in the armor shop. Always a nice pickup for your melee. And those are the opposite of free.
Oh dear. Yeah, that's not a pleasant looking Fey March. Odin and either Rubicant or Elements, neither of whom you really want to see, but I suppose Rubicant would probably be the worst one in that Ashura spot, I believe. Owing to its higher magic attack power.
Yep, and just Odin in that spot he's very, very fast and very, very punchy.
Yeah, that is a very, very rude Odin. I can't imagine that anyone is going to be eager to tackle that one anytime soon. Although, I will note we have 2 Thunderclaw wielders.
Yeah, I'm sure that our runners are going to be holding on to any Thunderclaw they find, keeping those bosses in the back of their mind. And as our restreamer Scala points out, these two have been in sync almost the entire way, although we do see a slight divergence here.
Yep, Smaepdii flying off to Baron, and Poorscythe is going off to Mysidia.
And we see a Golbez in the first spot.
Yep, and Iridia as the character in Baron Inn, and we've got another Edge here in Mysidia, plus a Cane. So we've got a very melee-focused party right now.
And as for that Golbez there in the first spot, the fewer characters you have, the better off you are.
Yeah, if they were to tackle that spot right now, which admittedly they're still probably not going to do, Golbez wouldn't actually kill anybody first, because he always leaves 2 characters alive.
And both of our runners picking up that Tella in his vanilla location, as well as that Curse Ring, saving themselves 25,000 gold later.
Yep, and that sets up a great anchoring situation for the endgame. Tella with a Cursed Ring and your agility woes, provided you don't pick up a Cecil, are more or less solved.
And with that Tella, Poorscythe is feeling a lot better about diving a little bit deeper here in the Watery Pass.
Meanwhile, we've got ourselves a Rosa in the Kaipo bed that Smaepdii has gone ahead and picked up.
And I believe that is our second case of vanilla.
Wait, what was the first one?
Tella in his cave and then Rosa in the bed.
Oh, yeah.
And on Poorscythe's side, that is our third Protect Ring.
Yep, for when you need to be just extra protected.
And while a great pickup, Poorscythe probably wishing for a few more weapons for his melee fighters.
Yeah, we've been pretty light on the actual weapons that'll do some damage for us in these early boss fights. Got a wind spear just then, which is, not the dream, I would say.
But we see Smaepdii heading into that Fabul fight, likely going to do that, and then turn in the Sheila 1 check. And we find elements here at Fabul, which does confirm that Rubicant is in the Ashura spot in the underground.
Now we know that it is a leg waiting for us down there in the Ashura spot. So that is definitely two of the rooter fights for those two locations. Elements, of course, not going to be too much trouble here, as Smaepdii's already through it.
And only netting us a spoon.
Just a spoon. Of course, Edge could throw it.
Or if we find an Edward, we could make him a spoony bard.
Very true. I think we, well, I shouldn't spoil earlier races. I know nothing about any spoony bards.
But we do find a hook from Sheila 1, giving us a little bit better access to our fourth objective of trading away the Pinktail.
Poorscythe not interested in taking that Rydia. It does sort of go against the direction this party is headed already.
And we find a dark elf there in the waterfall. He's not a really threatening boss in most places, so kind of wish you see him a little bit harder place.
Yeah, generally you would prefer to see that dark elf somewhere much harder. It's hard to think of a spot where he poses a genuine threat. It looks like Poorscythe is heading into this antlion cave, so we will get another key item check and another boss fight.
And we see Smaepdii right behind him, although does accidentally get back in his airship for a minute.
Just forgot to turn the air conditioning off, had to go make sure, you know.
But it looked like Smaepdii did not even save there before heading into this fight.
That's pretty confident. Looks like that confidence is warranted, though, as it is only our friend Dr. Luque and his robot who are going to be set on fire by Edge.
And we'll see if Edge takes Dr. Luque out before he poisons our whole party.
I don't think it's going to be much of a real fight this time, Luque. Sorry, buddy.
And we do get a Baron key from Antlion.
Well, that is one objective already done, basically. All you've got to do is unlock that sewer, and you've got one on the board.
And it looks like Smaepdii is going to go ahead and power up his Tella and go on up Mount Ordeals.
Yep, going up ordeals, of course, gets Tella all of his spells back. Usually, most notably, the weak spell, which enables various grind options.
And we do see another Rosa up here, but White Mage is... having more than one White Mage early game doesn't have a whole lot of benefit other than casting Blink, which Tella is also capable of doing.
Very true. This may be a one White Mage sort of seed. Oh, Smaepdii actually putting that heroine robe onto Rosa, so we're gonna see Rosa doing some archery here.
And we do see an evil wall in the first spot. A very rude boss that you are very happy to see in a low attack, low HP spot.
Yeah, this is a relief. Evil wall can be such a nightmare in so many locations that it's always a weight off your shoulders when you get it out of the way early. And Poorscythe has gotten his Baron key and is heading over to Fabul to what was that again?
It was the hook.
Yes, that's
and the spoon. But Smaepdii takes a safety save and heads on into the second boss. And this one's a little bit more rude. Mom Bomb, of course, you have to chew through the normal amount of HP, and then gets ready to explode. And with this party, I don't see us chewing through the other, or the explode HP. And then you've got those 6 bomblets.
Yeah, I really doubt we've got the damage currently to make it through that first phase and avoid seeing all the little baby bombs. So we'll probably have to deal with them. Fortunately, it's not too punchy, especially on this edge. Is probably going to be able to handle all the damage just fine. And Ninja Magic can take care of these baby bombs.
But that explode did do a number on Smaepdii's party, with only the Edge and the Yang surviving.
Mom Bomb falls into the deep ravine, and we will see where what item here is on top of Mount Ordeals.
And we get an adamant from that location, and a blue robe.
Ooh, who could it be?
And it is our alt gauntlet, which
Oh,
this is
boy.
probably the rudest spot it could be in. Well, here in the tower room.
Yep, here in the tower room. Of course, the mass immune location is not a nice one. But this is annoying just in terms of it turns a normally very short boss encounter into a very long boss encounter, which when you're racing, is quite significant.
And we do see Poorscythe kind of fighting the inventory boss and trying to get rid of some of that excess gear. Does hold on to a whistle. We'll see if maybe he sings the song of Skala's people.
I know we would all love to hear the whistle song. Might just be keeping it to sell it for 10,000 gold. Is it still 10,000 gold? I'm actually not sure.
I'm not sure if that got changed in the most recent patch. And chat is pointing out that you do get XP from this spot here. But is the XP really worth the 5-minute fight?
Yeah, this is a long one. It's nice that they have access to some AoE with Edge knowing his ninja magic. Because Rydia is not much help with this Chocobo summon right now.
Hey now, she's doing her best. And she killed that soul.
She's trying. She's certainly doing her best.
But Poorscythe is heading up to Mount Ordeals as well. Gonna get his evil wall fight here in a moment.
Yep, I doubt that'll present too much challenge for Poorscythe either. And I think Smaepdii is done with this gauntlet here.
And we'll see where Smaepdii decides to head next, if he wants to finish up on the overworld or kind of start looking to see if he can't find some ways to take on those bosses in the underworld.
Yeah, with Telespells back, of course we don't have a darkness crystal, so there's no D machine on the table quite yet, but perhaps we'll find one soon.
And Poorscythe quickly taking down that wall with those two edges. Likely going to make quick work of the Mom Bomb here as well.
And looks like Smaepdii is just going for what should now be a relatively fast key item check. Of course, it's probably a mistake to call the Golbez fight particularly fast, but this should be an easy one anyway.
Well, and Rosa, having that heroine robe equipped, doesn't have to worry about getting at least entangled, although it does not protect against the instant death. And Bacon Pie in chat asking how Poorscythe has 2 ninjas while Smaepdii only has 1. Poorscythe went immediately to Mysidia, where Smaepdii has not gotten the 2 Mysidian characters.
And you were correct in calling Rosa was not immune to that demolish. Oh, I forgot the magic power is massive here.
Yep.
Oh dear.
In vanilla, the Baron Guards are here, and to make sure that their spells will hit, they are very punchy, or very, very high magic power.
Yeah, that little detail had slipped my mind.
And Smaepdii deciding, I don't really think I want to deal with that at this particular second.
Yeah, probably not worth throwing yourself at it 2 or 3 times, just hoping for some good RNG on those demolishes.
Does pick up an Ashura summon though. And looks like heading back to Baron. We'll see if he's wanting to give it another shot, or if he's going to go ahead and open that sewer.
Looks like Smaepdii is not to be deterred. He's throwing himself at Golbez once more. I am guessing Smaepdii does have Star Veils, so if that Rosa stays alive, this should be fine.
Yep, I think he's got the Star Veils that are available from the starter kit.
Okay, it looks like Shadow has chosen not to eat Rosa this time, so Smaepdii may be able to pull this one off.
And looks like trying to get up some of his team members. May try and kind of out-damage, or may try to get that Ashura summon off on that Rydiad, so that everybody goes into the next fight fully healed up.
Yeah, it could be a bit risky, but is good to prepare for the next fight.
And this is not hard, not dangerous, but extremely rude.
Yes, this is not a hard boss really at any spot, but it is an annoying boss at pretty much all spots. CPU being very finicky about the way you have to approach it. You can't use too much AoE damage or it'll start throwing those Globe 199s at you. You can't berserk your melee fighters without killing the attacker and probably getting the same fate. And the CPU itself is back road, so it takes less melee damage.
Yep, it looks like we may be here a while on this CPU fight.
Well, we are certainly getting all of our long fights out of the way early here.
And Pepita in chat asking if this is worth throwing the spoon. Probably not, just because you may want to wait for a demist in a really rude location. This is just more time consuming and annoying than anything else.
Yeah, the likelihood is that both runners are going to do this fight since the Baron key was pretty freely available and you have to unlock the sewer anyway, so they'll both probably do it here while they're here in town. So no need to try and, get through this like super fast.
And it looks like Poorscythe has finished up his dive of Mount Ordeals and is also heading here to Baron. And with that, Smaepdii is through, and he picks up only a tiara.
Oh boy. It is a very, very pretty hat, Scala, but probably not exactly what you were hoping for. But a good consolation prize.
And we see Poorscythe went ahead and opened up the door to the item shop, but did not save, and depending on what he gets with this Golbez, may have to go through and do it again.
Yep, this could get a bit scary here. I'm not sure when the last time Poorscythe saved was, actually. And Smaepdii has found some long swords and assassin daggers in the Baron weapon shop, which both fairly useful for edge in most situations.
And it looks like we also found some Soma drops here in this item shop, which for that Tella would be mighty nice.
Yeah, Soma drops are a great pickup for Tella, giving him an extra cast of weaken and D machine grind, but also more notably and more fun, giving him the ability to cast the Meteo.
But Poorscythe getting some good luck with that fight, and was able to take out Golbez with no problem, and is now on his CPU fight.
And meanwhile, we
And I believe that was just a Stardust item. But Poorscythe is through that CPU fight and picks up his tiara. But we see a Leviathan here in the first spot, and definitely doing some damage with that Tella and Edge and Yang. But it looks like Poorscythe is going to go ahead and give that Dwarf Castle a try. Not interested in taking on the Baron throne. And we'll see if Smaepdii is actually just checking the treasures or is going to go and try and take on this first spot. Does find another Thunderclaw, which will be great for that Odin at Shura. Or no, I'm sorry, Odin at Leviathan. And also finds a Silk Web, so knows that he does not have to look in shops for that for the Threemus fight. But Poorscythe taking on this Ashura fight looks like trying to use their Star Veils to go ahead and start reflecting Ashura's spells onto the party. And we'll see if he can't get through this fight.
And I'm back. Sorry about the technical hitch there.
And it looks like we have a lunar sparkle here on the throne. It is only a pale dim, so definitely better than a spicy wyvern or ogopogo.
Yep, just a pale dim, so not too bad here. These slow counters are annoying to deal with because the animation takes so much time, but generally not a very threatening boss in most locations. And that Ashura summon is doing some pretty decent healing work.
Yep, definitely keeping that party alive.
And there's the crumble. Pale dim is going down. And we'll soon see who this character is.
And it is only a Tella, which has great diminishing returns with multiple Tellas.
Yep, 1 Tella, great. 2 Tellas, maybe. 3 Tellas and 5 Tellas, probably not the party you want to be using.
But we see Poorscythe take down that Ashura, and we'll see who this second boss is.
Smaepdii moseying down to the barren trash can here. And gets a Luca key down there in the trash. So that might be a, that could potentially be a spicy pickup, like really only in the situation where Threemus is there. Since we do have the warp glitch enabled that allows us to check the key item inside the sealed cave right away when we do Dwarf Castle.
And we see Baigan down here in the basement. That is a rude find.
Yeah, this is a very, very punchy Baigan.
But Poorscythe has taken down that Bahamut, and we'll see what his 2 key item checks are.
Ooh, we get the Darkness Crystal as number 1, so that is quite a pickup there.
Yep, that opens up our D-Machine grind. And a Twin Harp for the second pickup.
There we go. That's a couple of pretty spicy pickups in a row there. So music is on the table. Not sure if either runner is going to feel inclined to pursue that Twin Harp yet. Looks like Poorscythe is probably opting for the lunar play at the moment.
And Smaepdii's in a spot of trouble.
Yeah, just this edge is, it's edge versus the world here. Oh, and his blinks run out and he takes the reset there.
And looks like he's going to go give that Dwarf Castle a shot. Very understandable. That Odin spot is rude. That's a very rude boss in that Odin spot. And I definitely want to take some earlier or easier checks first.
Yeah, it's worth a shot if you're if you've just done Baron Castle to head down there and take a look and see what's there. But probably not eager to reattempt it for a little while.
And it looks like we are checking out the shop here in the Naming Way Cave.
Let's see what these lunar rabbits have for us today.
And I did not see what they had for sale.
I'm not sure Poorscythe has looked yet. He was selling a bunch of things and now I think is in the menu, unless I missed it. Maybe I did miss it, because now he's leaving.
And only a sylph and some tents. Definitely not what you're looking for.
Yeah, not the most amazing Hummingway shop there.
And looks like Poorscythe is going to go ahead and take a look at what's at cave value. We'll see if it's aptly named today or if it's nothing but a red herring.
Listen, it doesn't matter what you get at Cave Bahamut, it's always value.
And Infinius asking if we have seen sirens for sale yet. We have not. I don't believe either one of our runners have checked the hook shop.
Yeah, no hook shop yet. We have checked all the underground shops, except for Cokel's, obviously. And it's a lunar sparkle there in Cave Bahamut, which Poorscythe has opted to not investigate any further for now.
Perfectly understandable. There's a non-zero chance that that could be a wyvern. And wyvern there is rude and I hate him.
Wyvern in a lot of places is rude, and I too hate him. And that's a moon word, which can be turned into a spoon word.
Poorscythe not believing in the moon word today and goes ahead and dismisses him.
The spoony bard has been rejected. Sorry, chat.
But Poorscythe heading down to the lower lunar subterrane. May want to see if there's any of our freebies down here that he could take on.
Yeah, not sure if he'll be in a position to really fight any of these bosses otherwise. But you could always luck into a free one here.
But Smaepdii has taken down that Bahamut, and will pick up his Darkness Crystal and Twin Harp.
Yep, it'll be interesting to see where Smaepdii chooses to go from here. Whether he too wants to go straight up to the moon right away, or stay down on Earth and maybe finish up some of those tracks.
But here in the plague spot, let's see what we've got. You know who's good for Dark Knight Cecil on the moon?
Who's that, Allie?
That would be the Edward that we just threw away.
You know, that's an extremely good point. It's a point Poorscythe may be considering himself, having just taken that wipe to this DKC. Oh god. There's a wyvern.
Oh my.
Well, it looks like this hope for some free bosses down here gamble is so far distinctly not paying off.
And wyvern in that location is very bad. Very, very bad.
Yeah, you really hate to see that one. Yeah, you've got to do a lot of damage to that wyvern. And once it starts casting those nukes, it's pretty dangerous. To say nothing of the opening mega nuke, of course.
And that spot and the Ogopogo spot, I believe you cannot run buffer. And we did see a free boss there in the Ogopogo spot, but without coffins, it's a little bit less free.
Yeah, hourglasses were for sale somewhere. I don't quite recall where right now, but that would solve that fight pretty handily.
And we see the Magnus sisters in the Wyvern spot. That actually is a very nice spot for them. Cindy's going to hit like a tank, but their magic attack is going to do diddly.
Yeah, very low magic attack power there, so perhaps doable. Probably not quite doable for Poorscythe right now, but on a future visit, should that be required.
And we saw a crystal sword pickup from that trap chest. But we seem to be missing the paladins that go with it.
Yeah, there's an important ingredient to that equation that we have not yet seen. Till then, it's just a money sword. Edge can't even throw it, unfortunately.
But Poorscythe, finding what he's looking for, does find a freebie here in the Pale Dim Altar.
Hey, maybe this will be the one that pays off, you know? Smaepdii also finding a siren in a chest there in a lower Babel.
I believe he also had stolen some sirens with his edges. So, maybe looking to be doing a gold dragon grind with those hourglasses.
Yeah, that would give Smaepdii a very strong grind option up there on the moon.
And Smaepdii is sitting at 9 key items. Actually, both our runners are, so both may be looking for that one last key item before starting their grind.
Yeah, we'll see. Whether to the moon. Oh god. There's hello, D-Mist.
That's awful, and I love it.
That is a little bit spicy there.
Now, if you're our runners, do you fade that until your last possible check, or do you go all in on that gamble?
Wow, that's a really tough one to say. I think I would be inclined to chase the D-Mist. But I think I like to maybe gamble a little bit more than would be advisable.
Antidale, who is another member of the Golem group, telling us that Smaepdii did exactly that in his first race.
Ah, so maybe we'll see a repeat play here.
Tell us, Antidale, did that work out for him? And we get a legend sword from that check. So that gives us the opportunity to forge the adamant with the legend sword and get our Excalibur and our first objective.
That is a big find right there. Take a look at that Cokel shop, get an objective done, get an Excal, which fortunately Edge can throw, unlike the crystal sword. And that will be 2 objectives on the board for Smaepdii, which leaves just the pink tail or the earth crystal that he's looking for, since he already has the hook to turn in that pink tail.
And Poorscythe, checking out this shop, finds coffins for sale, but no sirens, so it looks like this is going to be a sirenless seed.
Well, except for all the ones that Edge can steal from hapless alerts.
But Poorscythe, not heading deeper down into Cape Evelyn, does not get the news that that is a D-Mist down there.
And we had a pretty underwhelming Cokel shop here. There was a life staff that I saw. Useful for Rosa, but certainly not essential. Time to see where Smaepdii goes from here.
Looks like Smaepdii is going to be raising his lunar whale.
Yep, it looks to be the moon play. He did get to 10 key items from that tower key check, having found that legend sword. So Smaepdii can do those gold dragons up on the moon and quickly rocket his party up to very high levels.
And Berserk now asking who was in Feymarch. It was Odin in the Leviathan spot and Rubicante in the Ashura spot.
And wouldn't it be lovely if one of them had the earth crystal and the other had the pink tail?
I don't know if lovely is the best word, but and I think Smaepdii may be looking for a Cecil at this point.
Very possible, heading up Mount Hobbs. Finding only another spoon word.
And I believe with those checks out of the way, the only other chances for a Cecil would be at the package and the giant, which I don't see either of our runners completing.
Very true. Neither of those checks are something you would be excited to do in this moment. Especially Smaepdii, knowing where D missed already, knowing that they cannot be hiding behind that package or at the end of that giant.
But Poorscythe has taken down the Pale Dim and will get his Luca key.
I know it's very hard to see this many Edwards get rejected with a spoon in play. This has been very difficult for all of us.
And Smaepdii starting his grind. And kind of getting wrecked by these gold dragons.
Yep, they are proving they are not to be trifled with unless you've got a way to stop them, slow them down, something, or kill them very, very quickly. Ouch. Rosa did 1 damage, of course, which is not always enough to kill even a weakened opponent.
Yeah, something about these dragons, they don't take kindly to arrow shots.
I would say I relate to the gold dragons on that front.
And Smaepdii getting a cool 180,000 experience.
And Poorscythe has taken the reset versus that Beigen, and appears to be leaving. Can't blame him for that one.
And Flurry giving us the knowledge here. Gold dragons are one of the few enemies with actual defense, so a lot harder to hit them.
Yep, very common to see a weaker attacker hit them for 1 HP like we saw in that last fight, which can get you into trouble.
But Poorscythe heading up the Tower of Babel, making the correct play to get his Legend Sword, and will also have the knowledge about that D-Mist.
Yep, and we've already seen Poorscythe head up to the moon and sort of gamble on there being free bosses up there. Perhaps he'll also see fit to go and chase that D-Mist, where Smaepdii has not.
But while our runners are kind of getting their grinds out of the way and going over some of the similar paths, I just want to give a shout out to our restream team with Scala and Commander Leonhardt there in the back doing restreaming and tracking, and my co-commentator, Girl Named Captain.
Yes, absolutely. A shout out to my co-commentator Aliceel and everyone, Scala, Commander Leonhardt, everyone else helping this tournament keep running smoothly. It is an awful lot of work, and all of it is very much appreciated.
And also our two runners, Smaepdii and Poorscythe. Definitely give both of them a follow. They've both been putting on a lot of work into this tournament and practicing and trying to get good, and so just go definitely give them a follow.
Well, thanks for the kind words in chat. I appreciate it. Smaepdii gonna go and check this lunar sparkle in Cave Bahamut, and it's a plague. So pretty doable here.
Yep, Plague is definitely, if you've got to have a lunar sparkle, Plague's going to be the one you want to see with this party.
Yep, there are a number of ways to make this Plague fight pretty safe, including, berserking all of your fighters and clogging the queue, or just killing someone and reviving them, which appears to be what Smaepdii is opting for. But there's a lot of strategies to help you get through this fight.
I think my favorite strategy is the hold A and pray. If you can get all of your characters at the correct agility, and that 0 never counts down.
That is a great one, seeing the party just sit at 0 for the entire fight. I'm sure Plague is wondering, why won't you die?
But Poorscythe has picked up his Legend Sword, likely going to go ahead and get that forged. And that'll put our runners both with 2 objectives finished.
Yep, and I would say while Smaepdii certainly has a levels advantage currently, this is still very much anyone's game as far as we don't know where these key items we still need are. Could be at that Threemus, could be in the Fey March, could be behind that Wyvern. Wouldn't that be great? So yeah, it really could go either way here.
And it looks like Smaepdii is going to go ahead and berserk one of his edges. Try and chew through all the health here at this Bahamut spot.
And to answer Bacon Pie in chat, no one has pursued that Threemus as of yet. Although Poorscythe only just saw it, so after he forges his Excalibur here, there's always a chance.
And Poorscythe not seeing anything worth spending the money on there in Kokol's shop. But with that, Smaepdii has taken Plague down, and we'll see if Cave Value has anything good for us today.
Well,
And
it's
oh, go ahead.
Sorry. I don't know if Smaepdii will be too eager to go back down there and chase that tower key, having already done the top of the tower. So that could potentially be a bit of a spicy pickup there.
Very true. I think with a tower key, that's not quite worth the time and effort to go back down. Now, if he finds a pan, he might be a little more tempted.
Yeah, that would certainly give Smaepdii much better reason to return down to Earth.
But it looks like both of our runners are back, possibly going to take on this moon.
Yep, no chasing that Threemus for us right now. If it holds the answer, we won't know for a little while.
And Smaepdii looking to head straight down to the lunar subterrane, the lower lunar subterrane. Getting a little lost. I've done that many a time where I forget what floor I'm on and start walking into random rooms.
Yep, I've done that one in real life. It's true, we are back to being synchronized, just like we were at the beginning of the seed.
Yep, at this point, the only difference between our two runners is Poorscythe does have that pass, whereas Smaepdii does have the tower key. And Poorscythe also has the advanced knowledge of what is waiting for him in these rooms.
Very true. Smaepdii is about to get some unfortunate news, I feel. We saw synchronized walking. Let's see if we can get synchronized wiping too. Although they're in different fights, so probably not quite yet.
And I think with these HP levels, Smaepdii shouldn't have any problems with that Dark Knight Cecil.
Yeah, that DKC definitely doable, particularly with a white mage in the party. The Poorscythe has just wiped to the same fight, not having quite the same HP totals as Smaepdii.
And we see 1, 2, 3-star veils go off.
Ouch, and that's another wipe for Poorscythe to this Pain Man who is really living up to his name today. Gonna need to queue up those curative items with that last remaining edge in just the right sort of way so that he heals himself after the second wave and is able to thus survive the third.
And I believe we just saw that spoon come out. This is an appropriate place to throw the spoon.
Yeah, this is definitely the sort of fight where you're just looking to do 10,000 damage at once.
And thankfully, it looks like the magic attack in this spot is extremely low, as that nuke only doing 700 damage to that Rosa.
That is lower than I would have expected, but I'm sure that's a welcome surprise for Smaepdii. Oh, looks like Poorscythe has gotten it. He got that Cure 3 off with that edge.
GG's to him, and we'll see if this spot holds any value. And we see a pan, which is a very nice key item to find.
Yep,
opening up two
big one.
Yep, there's 2 key item checks there.
And Smaepdii is also through that wyvern fight. Not finding much of value in the ribbon room there, though. Little surprised he took the reset and didn't keep the experience there. Oh, it's for the spoon, though. Never mind.
Yeah, definitely want to hold on to that spoon if you can.
Should just be able to kind of chill here while this TKC takes some swings at him.
does pick up that Rosa, is interested in getting a little bit more experience on her.
Justice is not the only right in this world.
And Smaepdii also remembering to turn his battle speed back up. Very important thing to do.
Now that is an incredible skill, I have to say. You know, you can knock these seeds out in an hour, be the most efficient player in the world, but if you remember to turn your battle speed back up, that's what really impresses me.
And I didn't see if Smaepdii made a save here before going down to the moon.
I also did not see. I feel like he did. But yeah, Smaepdii having the added benefit of that tower key check, like you said, Allie, has brought him back to the blue planet to get that now very dense, that dense pack of key item checks there out of the way.
And we have smacked the monk, and our first key item is only an apple.
Womp womp. It's not even a gold apple, just a silver one.
And is going to check, going to make another save here at the tower. That way, if Sheila has nothing, can reset right back to that spot.
Yeah, smart use of save scumming by Smaepdii here.
And only finding a sword for Edge there in that spot.
Yep, that is a delicious vanilla Macedonian. I still don't recommend eating it, even though it's vanilla flavor.
And Sheila only having a power shirt. Really not having the goods today.
Yep, that is a very underwhelming pan that we have today. So our options are narrowing at this point.
I don't believe Poorscythe did that Wyvern Spot check, so we've got Magus Sisters at Wyvern Spot, Odin.
Still got that incredibly rude Fey March on the table.
Fey March, Demist, and music.
Oh no. You really do hate to see that one.
I've done that before.
Yep, that's a rough one. The Nope Noodle lies in wait, waiting to strike at the most inopportune moment.
But we see a second shot at this, and we'll see. I'm sure this will go much better, and we'll see what the tower key was hiding.
Poorscythe getting the bad news from Sheila today. And we'll see what the next steps for him are.
And it looks like we are going to be getting some music.
Yep, we are headed that way. So get those twin harps out in chat, because it's about to be time for DJ Spoony B's for rocking tunes.
And Smaepdii is exiting the Tower of Babel now. We'll see if he finds value.
This would be value in Cave Bahamut, to be clear.
And that is value and go mode.
Yep, that's a good one.
But
Smaepdii
wow,
heading right to that adamant cave to turn in that pink tail, get that third objective.
and while Smaepdii gets ready to fight Zeromus, we'll go ahead and be quiet for music. And that was some secretive mana, what the forest taught me.
Yep, always love to hear some lovely Secret of Mana music from the Twin Harp. Actually, quite a few Secret of Mana songs on the Twin Harp. I can think of 3 or 4 off the top of my head.
And unfortunately only getting another ninja sword for his edge.
Yep, no competing go modes there.
Now, unfortunately, Smaepdii did not get the pass, did not take care of King Queen Evelyn at the Pale Dim spot, so does have to walk the moon.
Yep, Smaepdii putting his spacesuit back on for another lunar walk. One last time.
And it looks like Poorscythe is trying to get his HP as low as possible.
Now that is interesting.
Maybe trying to bring down his HP so that he can kill off his party to easily steal sirens.
Yeah, that's probably it.
But Smaepdii is making this long walk down to see Threemus, and it looks like we're seeing some flags in chat. Would you care to explain those, Captain?
Sure thing. I'm seeing some of these as well. Well, here at Free Enterprise, we don't like to put Threemus into the normal boss pool because that would be a very not nice thing to do to our lovely runners who would have to deal with big bangs at the antlion spot or some other nonsense like that. And so what we do is we randomize Threemus's sprite. We randomize his appearance rather than his location or statistics. We have close to 500 sprites that have mostly been made by the wonderful Scala Kitty, our restreamer, and some as well by Boardface. But as Smaepdii goes down here and checks, walks down this lunar subterrane, there's just one question to ask, and that is, whose butt are we gonna kick tonight?
Very true. Do you have a specific butt you're in the mood to see?
You know, I would say Goosemith, but I wouldn't wish that on our runners. How about you, Allie?
Well, I always love Clippy-Miss, but I thought about how I haven't seen Thomas the Threemus in a long time.
Oh, that would be a good one. I think I've seen that once, and as I remember, it was terrifying. I also really like Void Miss, which I'm not sure is a newer one. I think that it is relatively new, but saw it recently, and that's a really nice one.
But it looks like Poorscythe has gotten his sirens and is starting up his grind.
Yep, and that crystal is coming out from Tella.
That is horrifying.
Oh gosh. I believe that is from, that's a Zelda sprite, I believe. Yeah, Baka saying that's from the Minish Cap.
But we see our Silk Web go out, and our counter nuke hitting our Yang, which he's got the HP to deal with it, right?
Yeah, that's who you want to see that nuke go on to. Also saw Smaepdii throw, I think he threw the spoon and then something else right afterwards. So he's done a bunch of burst damage to this Threemus here.
I believe it was the Excalibur.
Yep, that one will hurt when it's thrown at you. Yang doing the big damage from the back row there, hitting for about 500.
Yeah, not gonna do a whole lot of damage this fight, but always nice to have him on hand just to have a chemist if things go awry.
Yep, I'm expecting this to be a fairly safe fight for Smaepdii. And did I just see Atella Bacchus himself? Is that what I just witnessed?
Are we going for Quint?
We might just be going for Quint.
Maybe not quite. That Rosa can still take actions.
Yeah, we'll see what her action is. Perhaps it'll be to berserk herself.
And as Scala Kitty in chat asks if we would like to explain what Quint is. Quint is when you berserk all 5 of your members of your party while taking on Threemus. It's a fun thing to do, it's a community favorite, and it is very dangerous because you have no control over the fight.
Yep, may not be strictly optimal, but it's a fan favorite for sure.
And it is shorthand for Quint Zerking. But Smaepdii doing the probably the smarter play and not zerking up his Rosa because, well, when you have 2 edges and a back row Yang and a Tella that is trying to bonk things, that's not the kind of burst damage you want for a Quint Zerk.
Not exactly. You're usually looking more for a Crystal Sword Cecil or the like.
And I think with all of these characters in the queue, is doing a great job of kind of slowing Threemus down so he can't get an action because so many others are getting actions. But that was a very high roll Big Bang.
Ouch, that is a mean one. Wow. Yeah, we see that edge go down, that edge with 2145 HP. So yeah, that was a very high roll.
Thankfully, we did just see a black hole, so we'll see if Smaepdii can get his Rosa back up. Or we could just have rocks, which is probably also very not good.
Uh-oh. Oh, and now it's just this Yang versus Threemus. I don't have the highest hopes for his ability to kill it.
Looks like he is trying to...
Sorry, go ahead.
Looks like he is trying to get his Yang up to max health to maybe give him some ability to attack.
Yep, I wonder if there's any way that he could pick up Rosa and manage to heal her in time before she gets hit by a Meteor. Because otherwise this is going to be a battle of attrition that Smaepdii may be on the losing end of.
And looks like he is going to try and pick that Rosa up. We'll see if she's able to dodge.
Alright, come on, Rosa. Rosa, that's not how dodging works.
I don't think we found a whole lot in magic defense gear, unfortunately.
Yeah, I believe you are correct. Smaepdii has a dwindling supply of Cure 3s here. I think I just saw 4 left. So time is running out here. Gonna try and pick up Edge instead.
Edge also not dodging and did lose that Cure 3 that he used.
Oh, yeah, this is just brutal.
On the other screen, it looks like Poorscythe is taking some trapped chests.
Yeah, could be hunting for some kind of gear.
And Rosa gets a Cure 3 off. We may be able to save this.
There's still hope. And she gets her Cure 4 off.
I think at this point this is stable enough that we should be able to take this on.
I think you're right. Yang's damage still not impressive, but with healing should get the job done. That was actually a successful dodge from Rosa, so she did get one.
Yay! Oh,
Good
there's
job,
two.
Rosa.
But that is a crack boom, and Smaepdii has finished at first place with an official time of 1 hour, 43 minutes, and 26 seconds. GG's to him.
Yes, GG's to Smaepdii. Well played at the end of that Threemus fight all around. Would have been really easy to panic and end up losing there, but really pulled it out. And that has secured Smaepdii's route into the Magma group as opposed to the Hook group. So he gets the honor of competing in that.
And I do believe we are joined by Smaepdii. GG's to you.
GG's. Apologies to any risen blood pressures to anybody in chat, especially to Scala, who had to watch that and inform me of the anxiety she went through.
Can't blame you. That was a very, very tense last bit of that Threemus fight. Really good job pulling that one out.
So something eventually had to work.
So, how did you feel about that seed?
It was nice. I liked the amount of edges. That's always good, especially when there's ninja swords for sale. So as soon as I saw that in Dwarf Castle, I knew I could just kind of load up on Unga Bunga for my final party and be okay. So that was good. So I took the second edge when they offered it. Gave Utella and Rydia in time to do Dwarf Castle. So overall, it was a pretty nice seed. Took a few gambles on kind of half clearing the moon, and then thinking, well, I got 3 checks here, so let's hope one of them pays off, and it did. So that was nice too.
Now, after you found that crystal stored, were you looking for a Paladin Cecil?
Oh yeah, I did a little bit of a grand tour, and thought, okay, if a Cecil shows up, then I'm in a perfect shot to slingshot him, because I'd just gotten 10 key items. I'd stolen a bunch of sirens from the tower, and I believe all my characters were in the 30s, mid-30s at that point, so that would have been a perfect opportunity to slingshot a Cecil forward, but no such luck. I didn't really need it in the end. It would have been nice, but I think it worked out without the Cecil.
Now, Smaepdii, I was wondering, was there any part of you that wanted to chase that D-Mist when you saw it at the top of Zot?
Yes, there was a substantial part of me that wanted to chase that. Poorscythe is a fantastic speedrunner, so I knew if this came down to an execution battle, there was no chance I was going to win this. So I figured my best bet was to try and make calculated risks with unorthodox plays. So yeah, that D-Mist was in my back pocket. I knew I'd found the hook early. I was thinking, I haven't checked the character, and that's also another Cecil check too with that crystal sword. So that was in my back pocket. If the half moon play didn't work out, I might have snuck down Evelyn Cave, checked that D-Mist out, and seen, because all we had to do was hit on any one of 2 key items at that point. The Pink Tail or the Earth Crystal would have put us in go mode. So, yeah, it was definitely tempting.
Yeah, it was a very sort of gambly, like sort of back half of that seed there, where you just needed 2 things and they could be almost anywhere, and you had a bunch of like not very appealing options on the table.
Yeah, I probably stuck around too long in that Baigen fight at Odin Spot. I was maybe feeling a little too overconfident in what Edge can do. But yeah, that's a really nasty spot for Baigen to show up. Baigen is just a rough boss in general, so I don't know if he ended up holding anything, but that was one of those terror spots that I was thinking about. The Odin spot and Leviathan, I mean, that's just such a fast spot too. Just a lot of really mean checks were remaining, so I'm kind of glad that we got away there.
Well, and we did just see on screen that Odin location where Baigen was did hold the Earth Crystal.
Oh goodness! Wow. That could have changed things substantially.
Well, congratulations on making it into the Magma group, Smaepdii. How are you feeling about the competition coming up now?
Absolutely terrified. The Magma group is stacked with phenomenal players. It is a murderer's row. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to buckle down, work a lot on execution. Is probably my biggest weakness. So that's just gonna be a lot of practice there. I think the Z fight was probably proof of that. But I've been playing Free Enterprise for 2 years now. Been running in tournaments since the World Series of Free Enterprise last year, and this is the first time I've advanced to any of the advanced groups beyond just the basic group. So if I don't get any further in the Magma group, then I already consider this a personal victory. So I'm pretty happy.
Well, very awesome. That's exciting. Exciting that you've, beaten your personal best at this point. And we'll definitely be rooting for you.
Thank you so much.
Did you have any other thoughts about this seed or the tournament in general?
Just that it's been fantastic. There have been a lot of really great players that have really come out and shown their stuff. I think a lot of just the nature of the tournament is the records at the end of this first round really aren't terribly indicative of people's skill. Poorscythe is a fantastic player, so I think he's set to absolutely tear up the hook route. So definitely keep an eye on him. I think all of the people in the Golem group were really fantastic runners. So I'm lucky to have survived this far. But yeah, thank you to both for commentating. Thanks Scala for running the restream. Commander Leonhardt doing the tracking tonight. Without you, we can't have a show. So thanks so much.
Well, thank you, and again, GG's.
Thank you.
Yep, very GG's, Smaepdii.
And again, that was our first place finisher, Smaepdii.
Yep, and in the meantime, we see that Poorscythe has committed to this Fey March here. Is currently scrapping it out with a very, very rude Rubicant.
And while we were talking with Smaepdii, we did see that he did take down that Odin and got a rat tail, which unfortunately we know leads to nothing.
Yep, we did see the Earth Crystal behind that Baigan. So we know that the Fey March is a bust here.
But hopefully, before heading back up to Earth, Poorscythe will remember that that Odin location and take out that Baigan.
And we see Tella dropping rocks on Rubicant. You really love to see it. Maybe you don't love to see the strength ring so much, but the rocks, you love to see those.
Well, when you've got a Tella that hasn't died yet, might as well let him cast something fun.
Yeah, let him live a little bit.
And I'm not sure. Poorscythe seems to be using a tent. Hopefully he lifed up. Yep, he lifed up his characters first. And we'll see where he's planning on heading.
Yep, I think there's a pretty reasonable chance he'll go for that Baigan spot again, rather than fly all the way back to the moon. So that will be good news for him if he chooses to do so.
But looks like he's going to be turning in that rat tail. Then Thankfully, it's a short rabbit hole, so hopefully he kind of makes the next good check.
And a white shirt, at the very least, will help Rosa dodge some potential Meteos, which could be relevant, as we saw in that Smaepdii fight.
And looks like he is heading back into Baron, which we know is the correct play.
Yep, gonna find the Earth Crystal here, and from there have a straight shot to go mode. Also has the pass, so it won't be too long. It'll come out right at Troya and be able to go right back in and straight to the Z fight.
And with the chance of that treasury, could find some very nice loot for his party.
And Poorscythe's levels are also looking very good at this point. Not every day you see a Tello with over 1,000 HP.
Yep, he shouldn't have any problem with this fight, and will hopefully get through that Earth Crystal quickly and take on his Threemus.
I think Poorscythe will probably also have some extra protection from a Big Bang into Meteo sort of situation too, on account of having 3 Zerkers instead of just 2. Well, Smaepdii had, I guess, 4, but only 2 of them were doing any real damage.
Well, and that white shirt for Rosa will do quite a bit of work in lessening the damage of those Big Bangs and enabling Rosa to dodge more easily with those Meteos.
Yeah, the only thing I wonder about is the agility situation, but I think that Poorscythe has a cursed ring. So even with all those levels on Tella, I think he is still a suitable anchor. But I could be wrong on that, as I am not a master of the dark art of agility manipulation.
Yeah, I'm not either. But I know 28 good.
True, 28 good, 27 bad.
But it looks like Poorscythe is going to do some last-minute shopping, because he also knows that he'll just have to turn around and go back into Troya. So might as well get this out of the way first.
Yep, we'll see if there's any other stops he wants to make. Looks like we're going to Tamra real quick.
And our winner, Smaepdii, asking in chat, what was the music? It was Secret of Mana. Secret of Mana, What the Forest Taught Me.
Ooh, and it is time to go and see what's in this treasury, which also begs an important question of raiding that treasury.
Well, some Artemis arrows and an Artemis bow.
Yeah, I would give that a solid Artemis out of 10. Plus a Stardust Rod in case Tella wants to cast Meteo on Zeromus.
I do not recommend casting Meteo on Zeromus.
Yeah, I don't think it would be the wisest idea. But it could happen.
But Poorscythe heading up. We are going to see who the two characters are up here. We'll see if either one of Smaepdii's Cecils are hiding.
Yeah, I don't recall if Poorscythe is still carrying around a crystal sword or not. But I gotta imagine he'd be pretty happy to see a Cecil in the event that he is.
And we've got a French vanilla Valvulus here.
Yep, Val taking the stage a little early here. Although she does get an HP boost. It doesn't do her much good though.
And we've got ourselves another Bard.
One more chance at a Spoony Bard.
And only another Tella.
So no paladins available unless they were at the package or the giant.
And Poorscythe thought about it for a hot minute.
Yeah, was about to take the Edward.
And only an Octomom up here, which these edges are going to make quick work of.
Yes, just a poor, hapless octopus who strayed into the Tower of Zot and got chopped up by ninjas.
But we did get a very nice spear for our cane.
Yeah, that's a good find. I don't believe we found a defense sword or a white spear. So that may be the best weapon we have available for Kane now.
And we also picked up our crystal.
I guess that's pretty important too. And it's straight over to Troya. And straight into Troya Castle and right back out. And then straight to the Threemus fight.
But we are going to make use of that pass, not have to walk the lunar subterrane, and go ahead and try and take down this Threemus.
Yeah, I
Or
don't
not.
exactly know where the butt is on this thing, but presumably we'll be kicking something.
Oh, yes, definitely remember to put your Tella in the middle.
Oh, that would have, yeah, that would have been bad.
And I didn't see if Poorscythe changed his battle speed, or if this will be a good battle speed for Berserk strats.
I don't think that he changed it, so we may just be going with a battle speed 1 kind of situation here.
But the crystal is out. Bacchuses have been moved.
And I did just note that one of Poorscythe's edges has a full moon, so he did get the chance to back row glitch his edges. So that one in the back row should be doing good damage.
And Threemus picking the correct target, although that Big Bang came out awful fast.
Yeah, that's a bit concerning to see. That was practically instant after the counter nuke. Zerking everyone should have a beneficial effect on the situation, though. Here comes another shake.
And there's the Big Bang. But everybody's still up. But I hope he's going to have enough Bacchus, as Threemus is going through his script very quickly.
Yeah, that black hole is going to make it difficult to maintain the Berserk status, which will further complicate the agility situation. But these edges are really doing some damage now that they're finally swinging away.
Yep. Hopefully, we've got this under control. It seems that Threemus is moving a little bit slower now that everybody is in the queue.
Yeah, there was a much, much longer wait between that shake and that big bang than the previous ones. And that one hurts a bit, but everyone is still standing.
And there are rocks. And with that, Poorscythe has finished.
Yep, there it goes. GG's to Poorscythe for a very clean Threemus fight.
And I believe with that, we are joined by Poorscythe. GG's.
Thank you.
So, how did you feel about that seed?
I felt like I could have finished it 20 minutes earlier if I would have just happened on the right spot.
Yeah, that was one of those where it seemed like it just took kind of going to the right spot, and that was all you needed. So many key item hunts.
It felt exactly like my last race, which I had yesterday. Very similar time, very similar problem.
Yeah, you did run into some tough situations up there on the moon. How'd you feel about that whole situation?
Very angry at Cecil.
Yeah, understandable.
He just kept hitting exactly the wrong person on like 3 or 4 attempts, and then I targeted the heal wrong on the one attempt that I had it right. So that could have saved me a few minutes.
Well, and then right next door was Wyvern.
So Wyvern, I was going to go to... After I peeked everyone there and I was ready to go back there, up to the moon, I went the wrong way. I went to the Crystal Altar because I accidentally thought that was where the officer's fight was. So I went over there, saved, and then I was like, oh wait, this is the wrong fight, and I had to backtrack over to Ogo's spot.
Well, and then we were curious when you did Top of Tower if you saw that hidden D-Mist.
Yes, I did see that, but I didn't want to go underground for that. I was honestly just looking for either the Pink Tail or the Earth Crystal, and I just stumbled on the Earth Crystal first.
Yeah, that would have been a gamble to go and chase that D-Mist. So how are you feeling about the competition so far and coming up?
I was hoping for one win here, but after seeing my competition, I am there's no shame in losing to all three. These guys are all pretty good. So I'm kind of hoping that maybe my luck turns around in the hook and I can get at least one win. I don't have any dreams of being a world beater here, but it would be nice to get one win at least.
Oh, for sure. Having 03 is in no means a reflection of your quality as a runner. There's some extremely good runners in this competition here, so anyone can lose.
Yeah, I had a pretty brutal. I think it was a pretty brutal group. I think Antti, Daniel, Smaepdii, and Ike are all excellent runners, and I'm a relative newcomer to these guys, so no surprise I'm where I am. But there's no shame in it either, I don't think.
Absolutely not. I certainly wouldn't want to face any of those three anywhere.
That's some fun. My first match against Anadil was quite memorable.
Yeah, and it's not over yet. You've still got the hook group to contend with here.
Yeah, we'll see what happens moving forward. But this was an interesting start to my experience with Free Enterprise, at least with racing it.
Well, you put on a great showing. For it being a fairly newcomer, you're doing a great job. And yeah, I would just stick with it, because you did great tonight. It was just rando was going to rando.
Yep, agreed on that. I was pretty impressed with how you played this one.
Thanks for the kind words. I appreciate the encouragement of everyone. I mean, even if I'm personally hoping for better things for myself, I'm okay with where I am. And it's just nice to hear everybody else, piling on, not positively, not negatively.
Oh yeah, well, we're always just happy to have people around who want to race.
Yep, and just have more people in this great community. We love to see newcomers and old faces alike.
Any other thoughts about the seed or the tournament in general you'd like to share?
No, I'm looking forward to the next round, and I hope everybody keeps at it and plays their best.
Sounds great. Well, thanks for coming in for the interview, and GG's again.
Thank you guys for commentating. I'll have to watch it back.
Yeah, definitely. You'll see a lot of synchronization there at the beginning and near the middle.
Looking forward to it.
Thank you so much. And with that, I do believe we are finished for the evening.
That is correct. I guess we're about ready to wrap up here. Allie, thanks so much for commentating. It's been a really good time.
Yep, absolutely. Thank you so much for coming in. You did a great job. And of course, thank you to our tracker, Commander Leonhard, and our restreamer, Scala Kitty. And to these two runners that put on a great show for us. If we didn't have the runners, we certainly couldn't do anything.
For sure, the biggest thanks to Scala Kitty and Commander Leonhard and Smaepdii and Poorscythe, all of the above.
But I do believe we are getting ready to raid PMA K Fall, who is doing some practice.
That's right. Well, thanks for joining us, Free Enterprise fans out there. This is almost the last match of the group stage, so we'll see you in the next stage. And tomorrow for matches.
Yes, we have 2 matches tomorrow, one at 11:45 a.m. and one at 1 p.m. So definitely check those out, and we'll finish off the first batch of group matches. And we are also doing a submission for a marathon for RPG Ragnarok. with a very different flag set that is going to be much quicker. I believe it is Pally %, if that's what I saw correctly. And that is at 3 o'clock tomorrow on the Free Enterprise channel.
Yep, so you don't want to miss any of that. So make sure to tune in, folks.